There, I think we're good. Hold on. Feedback. All right, there we go. Everybody, how's it going? Happy Sunday. I always got to look at the date because I always forget what date it is. Happy December 3rd, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. Welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday night, 7 p.m. We do this every week. And every week, not every week, but a lot of weeks I get a great guest to come on here. Tonight is no exception. I got Gabe Salesen here. Gabe, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you. We're gonna talk to Gabe here in just a second. But first off, make sure somebody please let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. All right, we got Lima Charlie's rolling in, so good. Everybody can see us and hear us okay.
That's good. I see lots of thumbs up.
I see a lot of thumbs up. There's a lot of good people on here. Everybody on this channel is really good. Yeah. I got to tell you, I'm pretty lucky. We're all pretty lucky to have a group like this. So, Bill Gerlach's on here. Mark Pearson. I see a lot of Tangle Tackle Army people on here. Excuse me while I take a look at the chat. I'm not ignoring you in the camera, but I have to look down to see this. Dakota Joes is on here. I haven't seen you in a while, Joe. Good to see you, man. If you want to join the Tangle Tackle Army, you can do so. The link is in the description. You can jump on. You get access to our private Discord page. You get your name in the hat for a charter giveaway. You're going to get either a big lake charter or a river charter with me. And a lot of other great things. A lot of good people on there. So if you want to do that, it's available to you. I'm just checking in on some other comments that we got going on. So tonight's poll question. Let me check this real quick. Tonight's poll question. So I'm going to ask you to be patient before you answer tonight's poll question. Gabe and I are going to talk about an event that's coming up, something that he and his wife, Courtney, have put together over a course of quite a long period of time. It's something that I've been talking about on here for several months now. Well, teasing it anyway. I couldn't talk much about it. But I've been telling you, it's something that you were going to be very interested in. So tonight we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty on that. Before you answer the poll question, wait to hear what Gabe has to talk about. Answer all the questions. You can ask questions on here also. Wait to answer that poll question until you hear all about it. Because the question is, what do you think? Are you interested? Are you not interested? So hear us out, or hear Gabe out rather, and then answer that up. I know after hearing about it the first time you told me about it, I was interested. So I can't imagine many that won't be interested. But hey, also go Lions. That was a heck of a good game. We almost gave it away. I think we're getting exposed a little here and there. I think our defense could step it up a little, but I am obviously not a pro football player. I'm not even a very good fisherman, so I think a lot of people out there know better than I do, but it still was a good win. I was happy to see the Lions get another W in the column. So we're going to jump right into this after I remind everybody that these live streams are proudly brought to you every Sunday night by Dreamweaver Lures. Check them out at dreamweaverlures.com. Dreamweaver. You like Dreamweaver?
Yeah, definitely a fan of Dreamweaver.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
One of the staples in our industry.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yep. Put a lot of fish in the boat for a lot of people every year.
Yeah.
Myself included, and you included, I'm sure.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to jump right into this after I talk about one quick thing. It is December. And if everybody remembers back last December, last couple of years actually, we've been doing fundraising for a local charity here in Manistee, and that's Repos Rescues here in Manistee. This year is no exception. I thought about going to maybe a different charity, but the more I keep looking back, circling back, and checking Repos, they need our help every year. So I'm going to stick with Repos Rescues again this year. I'm going to ask that if you can donate anything at all, please do so. You can do it through PayPal, and I'll put my PayPal link down below. You could also purchase any of our fishing apparel, also linked down below. 100% of those proceeds will go to Repos Rescues this year. Again, they struggle every year, and they do a great work, taking tons of animals every year. And they're a nonprofit, and they rely heavily on people like us and everybody like you to get them through the hard times. So that's our cause for the year. Same as last year. Last year was a great year. We raised, I think, over $3,000 for them. I think it's actually more than that now I think back on it, but it really helped them get through the wintertime. So again, I'll put the PayPal link down below. If you want to donate, that's wonderful. If you want to buy like I said, a custom apparel shirt, sweatshirt, The limited edition Dreamweaver sweatshirt is still available. After this month, it's going to be gone until summertime, so you can still get your hands on that until I take it down from there. So please think about those guys. If you can help out in any way, that'd be wonderful. I would say we could do it through super chats here on YouTube, but YouTube takes a big chunk of the super chats. If you want to do a super chat, of course, I'll gladly accept it and put it into the donation coffers. But again, just remember that YouTube does get their hand into that money, so they're not going to get 100% of that. So thanks, Tim Schlott. I appreciate that. It is a good cause every year. Craig Rao, how you doing, bud? Good to see you also. Bill Gerlach, good to see you. Tim, Blind Osprey's on it. It's my first mate.
Yep.
Actually, two of my first mates. Blind Osprey's my #1 guy, and TD Schlott, he helps out also sometimes.
Must be a good captain if they
I don't know.
tune in after the.
I can't get them to leave, so they're good guys. Both are really good fishermen too. I'm pretty lucky to have good guys like that. So, all right, we are now going to get into the topic of the week. So here we go. All right, topic of the week. Gabe, you're here for a reason. You're here to talk about some things. You got something coming out, and I think most people got a pretty good idea what it is by looking at the thumbnail.
Yep.
Logo on your shirt.
Yep. Two somethings.
Yeah, two something. So give us a little background on yourself.
Yeah. So
tell us what's going on.
Myself, I guess I'm a recreational fisherman. I live, breathe fishing. That's my passion. It has been since I was a little kid. And it seems like over and over again, things just revolve around fishing. So now I've made another reason to enjoy fishing again.
I think you're going to make it a good reason for a lot of people to enjoy fishing a little more. So tell us about what you got.
So myself and our team and our sponsors put together 2 huge events. They're going to be the biggest events that the Great Lakes have ever seen. One of them being called the Ultimate Salmon Derby, and the other one being called the Ultimate Walleye Derby.
Okay.
Big prizes. We wanted to make it an event that anyone can enter. Small boat, big boat, fish from shore.
Yep. I think that's been some of the hangups on past derbies or past events. Is a lot of people think that, hey, I can't compete with these charter guys. I can't compete with these guys that are out there every day. I don't have a boat. There's a lot of factors that kept people out of these things, but you guys have thought about all that, and you've got a workaround to it. So really, this is open to everybody.
Yeah, we were those guys.
Oh, right? Yeah, so I've been there too.
We were the people that worked all week long and only had the weekend to fish, and had to fish around the weather and had to fish around all kinds of different conditions. So
okay, so this is a salmon derby. You also got a walleye derby, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But the salmon derby itself, and I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions about this. Everybody, if you could wait, I know there's going to be a bunch of questions. Wait till we're done talking, and then I'll open it up for the chat, and we'll get every one of them answered as best we can. But I'm going to ask the questions I think a lot of people out there are going to be wondering themselves. So who can enter this? Well, let's start here. How big is this?
So right now, this is the 2 derbies. The salmon derby is an 8-week-long derby, and the walleye derby is a 4-week-long derby.
Okay.
We're looking at over $400,000 in prizes for the salmon derby.
Ooh.
And over $200,000 for the walleye derby.
That's a lot of prizes for 8 weeks. So what's the time frame? Do you know when that's going to run?
Yeah. So we're looking at June 15th to August 11th for the salmon derby.
Okay.
And March 30th through April 28th for the walleye side of things.
Okay. And can people in Wisconsin join? Can people Chicago join? Can people over in Lake Ontario join?
Yeah. So the salmon derby, basically the boundaries are Lake Michigan and Lake Huron.
Okay.
So we have weigh stations on both sides of Lake Michigan. Lake Huron, we have weigh stations on the Michigan side. But we've pretty much opened it up to the whole lake. There's some small boundary rules in there that are buried within our rules.
Okay.
But it's open to everyone. If you can drive to a weigh station, you can participate. Okay. So,
and you said that there's multiple weigh stations all along the lakes.
Yeah.
I know Tangle Tackle's one of them.
Yeah.
I know you got some others in this area. We don't need to get into all that, but I know you have dozens.
Yeah, 14 of them right now. We kind of we kind of drew the line. We're still open to other way stations too, if it comes down to it, if we see demand in an area, but definitely should be accessible to everyone.
Okay, so this is all of Lake Michigan.
Yep.
So if they're over in Racine, Wisconsin, they're good.
Yep.
If they're in Green Bay, they're good. If they're in Manistee, Michigan, they're good. If they're down in Chicago, they're good.
Yep.
And then Lake Erie as well. Anybody?
Lake Huron.
I'm sorry, Lake Huron.
Yep.
My fault. So Lake Huron, also open to everybody.
Yeah, there's some fisheries on Lake Huron that are going to be very eye-opening here.
Yeah.
I think people just don't know about them. So the Derby is going to help teach us about those things.
I think you're probably right. I'm sure there's some people watching that know all about them already, but they can get very profitable for those people as well, if possible. So 8 weeks long. You said June, middle of June, basically the middle of August.
Yep.
And how would people, if they want to check this thing out, you got a website?
Yep. www.theultimatesalmonderby.com is for the salmon side. And
I'll put that link down below on this after we finish this this broadcast. But let's talk about how people, what do they got to catch? 20 fish, 10 fish, 100 fish?
All you need is one fish.
One fish.
So it's 8 weeks long. And the cool thing about it is it resets every week for 8 weeks.
Okay, so if a person they wanted to join a weekend, say early August, they join that week, and they go out and they fish one day, and they catch a monster king salmon.
Yep.
That's all they need.
Yeah, as long as they bought their ticket 48 hours in advance, that's really the big thing there.
And then if somebody say they bought a ticket for every week and they fished every day, that's still open to all of those people as well.
Yeah. Your one ticket covers you for the full 8 weeks.
Okay.
So the earlier you buy, the better chance you have.
Okay, let me make sure I understand that. So you only got to buy one ticket.
Yep.
That covers the entire 8 week period.
Yeah, one ticket for the salmon and one ticket for the walleye.
Gotcha. Yep. Okay. And then that person can fish the entire 8 weeks, or if they're like some people out there that can only fish a certain weekend or a certain weekday or whatnot.
Yep.
It still qualifies.
Yep.
As long as they're within that time period.
Yep.
Okay. So is there different levels of competition? Is there like charters versus, are charters in the same category as like the small boats, the weekend guys?
In a way, yes. In a way, no. So really you're fishing against other anglers. So if someone is fishing on a charter boat, it's the client and not so much the captain. The captains kind of have their own pot, let's just say, for the boat ticket, and that's how they're competing against each other.
I got you.
But really, it's for the person that catches the fish. That's the easiest way to put
I got you. Okay, so and I'm thinking about this. I don't know how many times I've been out there and I brought a nice fish into the weigh station, and I've been fishing every day for the last week, and I bring in a nice fish to the weigh station. There's a guy there that fished first time. He just drove up from wherever, down in Clare, came up for one night, and he's sitting there with a 32 pounder, on the cleaning table. So really, I mean, just because there's going to be people out there fishing more, this is still just a one fish event.
It is a one fish event.
Okay.
So basically, you're allowed to place. We have multiple divisions on the salmon side. There's a Chinook division, there is a lake trout division, and an Atlantic division. Okay. And then we have the boat ticket division, which covers anyone that wants to buy a boat ticket, not necessarily a charter captain, but anyone. Okay. So really, you could place in all of those and win. But
I'm sorry, Gavin, I didn't mean to cut you off, but let's make sure we break that down so everybody understands. So you're going to have a king division. Yep. But you said that this resets every week. Yep. So explain how that works.
So for the 8 weeks that the Derby goes on, basically the fishing starts Saturday morning and it ends the following Friday, or that Friday, let's just say. So that's your week, and each week we pay out prizes. Okay. Top 5 on the king salmon side of things, top 3 on the trout side of things, top 3 on the boat ticket side of things. Okay. So the cool thing is it when it resets, if someone gets a huge fish week 2, you can still go and fish week 3, 4, 5.
So you're not done.
You're not done.
You're not done.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
So it kind of throws a curveball on things. Your typical derbies, they're cumulative for the whole time. Right. And once you see a huge board of fish on on the leaderboard, it's hard to motivate yourself to go out.
When you first came to me and talked to me about this thing, when you told me this was going to be a weekly reset derby, I thought that's just genius, because you're exactly right. When you say you're fishing over in Lake Ontario on their big derbies, and you see that fish at the top of the board, that's a real tall hill to climb. But if that resets after that week, it's wide open everybody again.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yep.
All right. So King division, trout covers lake trout and steelhead, I'm guessing.
That's correct.
Okay. Atlantic division.
Yep.
A lot over in Huron.
Yep.
And then was there another one?
Yeah, the boat ticket division.
The boat ticket. So every week, every one of those resets.
Everyone, but the Atlantic one does not reset. That one's cumulative for the whole.
Okay.
We're kind of doing that one as to test the waters to see how that goes.
Yeah, I can see why the Atlantics aren't as plentiful as say the Kings and the lake trout and the steelhead and the rainbows. Okay.
Yep.
You're talking about this boat ticket division. Break that down for me.
I guess for anyone that doesn't know who's going to fish with them weekend to weekend, or a charter captain who has different clients every week, they can go out and buy a boat ticket, which covers anyone that steps foot on that boat.
Okay.
So the captain, it gets assigned to the captain, and basically, if anyone steps on your boat, everyone's covered, because that's kind of one of the big rules is you need to have everyone on the boat has to be covered by a ticket.
Okay, I got you. So if somebody, say they knew they were going to go on a charter and they bought their own ticket, through the Salmon Derby, they go on there, they get a big fish, that person is then entered into that derby.
If someone goes on a charter and everyone on the boat has to have a ticket.
Okay,
so
I got you.
Really, it's hard to work that with a charter boat.
I understand. So that's why the boat ticket.
Yep,
that makes
correct.
sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So being a charter captain myself, if I purchased a boat ticket, I'm entered for the whole 8 weeks for anybody that catches anything on my boat.
That's correct.
Okay.
Plus, there's a side pot for the captain, yourself, the captain, because the winner is actually your client.
Yeah.
So we wanted some incentive for the captains too on the side.
That makes sense. Okay. So that's good. I mean, if people are out there, they're fishing a lot, say they're fishing St. Joe one week and then moving up to Manistee another week, going to Ludington another week, they buy that boat ticket. Really, anybody that comes onto that boat, because if they change crews all those times, they're still covered in those cents.
Yeah, or the tournament guys, you're always changing crews and ports you're fishing out of and everything. This ticket, the boat ticket will cover you.
Okay, so that actually jumps into a question I was going to ask. This derby runs through the tournaments as well. So any fish caught in tournaments can also be entered into your derby. That's
correct. Yeah, but we recommend that if you're going to weigh into our derby and you think it's a top 3 fish, part of our keeping people honest, we actually take the fish and freeze it until the end of the week, and we examine the fish at the end of the week. So basically, if you want to weigh it into another tournament, weigh it in before you come to our scales, and then if we do decide that, hey, this is a top 3 fish, we're going to bag it and tag it, and then we'll call you at the end of the week to come pick it up.
Okay.
But
so let's ask the questions I know everybody wants to know is, one, what are the prizes?
So we're very excited. I mean, all of our sponsors stepped up. You
got some good sponsors.
Stepped up big time. Yeah. So the big buzz behind it, we're giving a boat a week away for 8 weeks.
So 8 boats.
8 boats on the salmon side and 4 on the walleye side.
Holy cow.
That's correct. Yep.
12 boats all together.
Yep.
What are the boats?
So they're made by a company called ALK2 Power Boats. We have a 23-foot center console. That's the grand prize.
Wow.
On both the salmon and the walleye side. And then the weekly winners are 18-foot center consoles. Awesome boats. I mean, they ALK2 really helped us out here on this one to get this rolling, and we're excited to have them here in the Great Lakes.
Okay. So when you say boat, are we talking boat and motor?
Boat, motor, trailer.
Trailer, too.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yep.
Okay. And you're giving away 12 of those things.
We're giving away 12.
And then a 23-footer for the grand prize overall.
For each of the derbies, yeah. Yeah, so 2 23-footers.
Holy cow, man. All right.
Yeah.
Are there other prizes people can win?
Yeah.
Because obviously there's a first place, there's got to be a second, third, and whatnot.
Yeah, we're paying basically 1st through 5th every week for the king salmon side of things. We got prizes by Garmin, Smart Troll, torpedo, eagle claw on the Chinook side of things, and then we have the lake trout division by Dreamweaver. They're covering first on the lake trout side of things.
That's great.
Second and third, Whitewater Apparel is doing second place, and third place is Yakima Baits.
Okay.
So everyone knows Yakima from lake trout days, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
absolutely. Is every prize that you're giving out, are they all product, or is there cash prizes as well, or is it just
it's product?
Okay.
The goal was to have a derby that was a platform for all of our sponsors, right? And that's to showcase their product. You're going to see all kinds of videos from us on a weekly basis, and the goal is to get word about the fishery out. That's the main goal.
That's great.
Yeah.
No, I think that's great, and I think that's just a question that somebody was going to ask. If there's all product or if there's cash, but either way, I mean, you've talked to me beforehand about some of the products that people are donating, or sponsors are helping out with. The Garmin side of it, outstanding. The Yakima side, the Dreamweaver side, a couple of the other ones you mentioned. I know people are going to be really excited.
We've got TraxTech that's doing the whole boat ticket division.
Okay.
They've stepped up on that front there.
Okay.
Fish Hawk has jumped on the Atlantic side of things.
Oh wow, no kidding.
So
good for them.
Yeah, we're doing all kinds of events. There's over 100 ways to win throughout the Derby. So
now, is all that broken down on your website?
Yeah, between the website, the rules, we're doing fun things like Bahio sunglasses for video of the week.
Oh, nice.
During the Derby.
So people are actually going to submit videos for you guys to review, and
you're
going to choose a winner, and they're going to get a free pair of Bahio sunglasses.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So all you amateur videographers out there, there you go. Just break your cell phones out, get a free pair of sunglasses if possible. So is there a monetary value on these prize packages?
Yeah, all that's listed out on the website. So,
okay. All right. I know they got to be pretty good. I haven't looked at it yet myself, but I know they're pretty darn good.
It takes a good number to get up to that 400 mark. So
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
All right, so resets every week. Going to give away a boat, and a center console 18-foot boat motor trailer every week.
That's correct.
And then at the end of it, the overall, I'm going to guess it's the overall biggest fish for the year.
Yeah. So the overall biggest fish for the entire 8 weeks is they basically forfeit their 18-footer and they get a 23.
Oh, poor guys.
Yeah. So that's the way it works. Yeah.
Okay.
So another big thing that we're doing is weekly giveaways.
Yeah, weekly drawings. You mentioned that before.
All year round, we're gonna be giving away weekly prizes. Our sponsors have put up $250 prize packs that we're going to be drawing weekly.
No kidding.
So it's a sweepstakes. The rules are on our website, but basically, you buy a ticket for the Derby, you're automatically entered. So just buy early so you can get in all of them.
Absolutely.
We're going to start those in February.
Okay. So can people buy their tickets directly through your website?
That's the only place to buy them.
That's the only
through
place.
the website.
There's no outlets or anything that's got to be done through the website.
Yep, that's correct.
All right. And how soon can people purchase their tickets? When's this opening up?
January 1st.
January 1st, 2024.
Yep.
Okay, so 2024 season, you can start jumping in right then. I mean, obviously, you got to wait to win anything, but I'd say get your tickets as soon as possible, though.
Yeah, and then our first weekly prize draw is the first week in February.
Well, there you go. So all the more reason to get your tickets early. Yeah, get in on that weekly drawing.
Yep.
That's outstanding. Okay, so here's the other big question people are going to want to know. What's the cost?
So as far as costs go, you can buy a daily ticket, which is $40. You can buy a individual ticket, which covers you for the full 8 weeks for $100.
That's not bad at all.
You can buy a family ticket, which we're trying to promote family and everyone getting in this.
That's great.
So a family of 5 can get a ticket for $300.
That's great.
Yeah. So father, mother, 3 kids, dad, grandpa, and three kids. You get a deal on that ticket.
Yeah, grandpa wants to. He's going out every weekend with his son and 2 grandkids and somebody else. Yeah. That's a great way to do. That's a great idea, Gabe. That's really well thought out. Okay. Yeah. So you got daily for $40, weekly for $100.
For $100. Or no, the the full 8 weeks is $100.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
full 8 weeks. Full 8 weeks for $100.
Yep.
I like that. All right. And then the $300 for the family ticket.
That's correct. And then the boat ticket
yep.
is $1,300.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So charter guys most likely, I would say that lend more towards the charter guys more than anything else. They're going to want to get those boat tickets. But I'm sure there's going to be other people out there that fish a lot. Like my first mate, Tim Parker. He fishes all the time, all over the place.
Yep.
And that would make a lot of sense for him to get that boat ticket. But what's the price on the boat ticket? Oh, I'm sorry, you just said it.
$1,300.
$1,300. Okay. All right. I gotta think what else we got to talk about. This is all just such good information. All right. Let me say this, everybody. I'm gonna say this before we go any further. I'm not, because my affiliation with Gabe here and because he's coming to me to help him promote this, I am not going to be involved in this in any way. I'm not going to purchase a ticket. I don't want, in case I won something, if I won the grand prize, I don't want any kind of, anybody ever to be able to say, okay, well, Chris was promoting these guys. Of course he won. I don't want that to happen. So I am not getting involved in this in any way. I'm not buying any kind of tickets. I am merely promoting this. But I will say this, if I was not sitting in this chair and I was watching this, I'd be running to my computer to buy a ticket.
I would be a part of this if someone else is putting it on. So
this is a well thought out, well executed plan that you have.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, this is something also I think that's been a long time coming to the Great Lakes on the salmon side, the walleye side. So let's talk about the walleye side of it. Does it mirror the salmon side in a way?
Yeah, format's the same. It's just 4 weeks long. Okay. The boundaries are a little bit different. So basically it's from the mouth of Lake Erie all the way up into Saginaw Bay. So it's a 4 week long derby, same deal, top 5 we pay out for the walleye side. There are no subdivisions on that side of things. Okay. It's just walleye. We're excited on that side too. We've got a ton of great sponsors there on that side. Some of the sponsors are the same, some are not. But super exciting event. There's nothing going on, and that's where I'm from, is the Detroit area. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing going on in the springtime, it seems like, during that time. So
I think you're absolutely right. Of course, the fall brawl is going on later in the year, but yeah, there's a wide open gap right there in the springtime for that area.
Yeah. I mean, why not go out and fish if you have some incentive,
for $100 for an 8 week program, and you can ultimately win a boat, whether it be the grand prize or even one of the smaller boats, or at least maybe get an amazing prize package from one of your sponsors. Mm-hmm. That is well worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well worth it.
A lot of people are going to win before we even start fishing. When it comes down to the weekly giveaways, you buy your ticket right when we get going, you can win a $250 prize before you even
just
set the boat in the water yet.
That's awesome, dude. Well done on this. So let me think of what else I wanted to ask you on that, Gabe, and then we'll open it up for questions, because I know the people are going to want to ask some questions. But hey, you've heard about it now. Jump into the poll. Let us know. Let us know what you think. Is this something you're interested in? Something you're not interested? Give us your honest answer too. Don't just jump on there and say, hey, I like the show, so I'm going to say yes. Yes or no? Is this something you'd like, something you don't like? Right now we have 86 votes. 87% of the people are saying, yeah, they are very interested. We're interested, rather. 13% are saying not interested. And that's fine. This isn't for everybody.
Yeah. We just wanted to make it attainable for everyone. It seems like, even fishing tournaments, sometimes there's an intimidation factor.
Without a doubt.
There. You're fishing against other charter captains,
Good boats.
If you want to just go out and have fun one day, it's hard to. If you're fishing a tournament, you got to be focused. You got to be on your game every single day. This makes it a little more casual and lets everyone compete.
Couldn't agree more. And the one thing I did want to come back to and ask you about, because you mentioned this earlier, you said shore fishing.
Yep.
People can do this from the shore.
Yeah.
Piers.
Yeah. Yep. So basically, in the rules, we've defined what piers you can fish off of, and we've opened it to a certain mile radius. I think it's 3 miles from the pier heads at certain ports. So it kind of opens it up to the guys that jig, opens it up to the guys that like to cast off the pier heads. It's open to all of them, and the same goes on the walleye side too. if you're fishing from shore, it's open also.
Okay. All right. Not open to the rivers. I know that.
It's not really. It's kind of the harbor mouths, maybe the first couple miles of the river, but
that makes sense. Now, say somebody, they get a fish. It's a Wednesday. All the weigh stations are listed on your website.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you recommend they do? They get a nice fish. What do you recommend?
If I would keep an eye on whatever port you're going out of, when the hours are for the tackle shop that is a weigh station. All of our weigh stations are tackle shops.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's during their hours, I would run in and get your fish weighed in. The longer you wait, the more weight that fish is going to lose.
Is there a witness clause attached to any of these fish where they have to have a witness come in with them saying, yes, this person caught this fish on this boat on this date?
The one thing that we do in the rules, it states that you need to take a picture of the fish when you catch it.
Okay.
So once you realize that it's a trophy fish that needs to get weighed in, we ask that you take a picture of it, and there's an email address that you send it out to the Derby site. It kind of keeps timelines accurate. It keeps people from holding a fish for a long time.
Sure.
It's like your timestamp of here, hey, I caught this and here's when it was. And
right.
If you don't truly know, the best thing you could do is send a picture of the fish. You know, maybe you don't have a scale, and just send the picture into the Derby, and it's our way of keeping track of what fish are out there.
So, I mean, there's a lot of honor system involved there.
There is, but we also have lie detector testing that we're
that's what I was going to
doing.
ask about. Is there some way to verify these people? There might be, say there's some speculation somebody didn't follow the rules. What's your guys' policy?
Yeah, zero tolerance. So
Good.
If you're not following the rules, you're out. That's the way it's going to be. There's a lot of people that are honest, and we want this to be an honest tournament, and that's all we're gonna do. So there's questionnaires that get filled out when you weigh in the fish. That's going to be, when it comes down to lie detector testing someone, that's what they're going to get asked. And those are the questions that count. So
you guys are willing to push it to as far as you need to make sure that everything is on the level.
Yeah.
Everything's up and up. Good. There's something else I was just going to ask you just then, and I totally forgot what it was. But that's okay. I'm sure there's somebody's going to ask the question that I was just thinking of anyway. But I know you got some social media stuff going on as well. Can you talk about that a little?
Yeah. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We've put together a huge group of YouTube channels that are working with us. You being one of them.
I'm one of them.
One of the major ones.
Well, thanks.
And we just want to give people information. We want to, part of this thing is getting fishing reports.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting interaction with everyone, being a part of it. We don't want it to be like your typical tournament where it's only a few weeks long and it's done, and then you don't hear anything the rest of the year. For us, we want it to be a year-long event, something that you check as often as you check your Facebook, right?
And that actually led me into something I was going to announce as well. So Gabe and I were just talking about this before we went live, and we've decided that every Tuesday night on this channel right here, I'll come on here live. I'll do a live report every Tuesday night through the entire 8-week period, and I'll announce the winners.
Excellent.
So if you want to know who the winners are, if you're one of them or you're not one of them, come here every Tuesday night throughout that 8-week period. I'll do a live stream, 7 o'clock. Yeah, 7 o'clock every Tuesday.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good.
And I'll announce the winners for you guys. So that way everybody has direct access to the information.
Yep.
So they're not chasing around one website or another one. You can just come here, you'll get it all. Somebody just asked a question that was tickling my memory. Somebody said no lead weights in the bellies.
No, one thing that we're doing is we're when a fish is kept as one of the top three, like I said before, it'll get bagged and tagged, and if we do find out, hey, this is a first place fish or second place fish, or that fish, actually we thaw the fish, open up the belly to make sure there's nothing in it.
Good.
That's part of the whole validation of the results process that we have, and
glad to hear that.
We have officials. Believe it or not, it's not just me that's part of this derby. There's 8 of us that are working on it, and
I know you got a few people.
So we've got officials, we've got tons of people you can contact if there's ever any question, and we're we're working hard at it.
99.9% of the people out there will do it the exact right way every time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because of those couple of people that we all know who they were over on Lake Erie that didn't do it the right way, that unfortunately many of these things have to be put in place now to protect the tournaments and the derbies.
Well, there's a lot of honest people, and there's very few dishonest people.
Yep.
So
very, very few.
This derby's for the honest people.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's put together the right way for that as well. Raymond Williams wants to know, are Lake Michigan and Lake Michigan the same ticket?
Lake Michigan and
Lake Huron.
Yeah, same ticket.
Okay.
Yep.
So they don't have to buy individual tickets.
No.
Okay.
Yep. Same ticket.
There you go, Raymond. I hope that answered your question. I'm sure it did. I can't think of anything else right now. Is there anything else that you wanted to get out there before we open it up for questions?
Other than just a couple things, we're going to be going to a lot of the fishing shows.
Mm-hmm.
So come see us at the fishing shows. Anywhere you hear that the Ultimate Salmon Derby or the Ultimate Walleye Derby are going to be at, we're going to have some sort of giveaways. So
great.
I suggest coming to see us, come shake hands, say hi. We want this to become a big network of people that, share information with each other, enjoy themselves.
Right.
We're going to be doing an award ceremony at the end of the season for each of the derbies.
Where's that going to be held? Do you know?
It's still TBD.
Okay.
We've got a couple ideas, but the goal is to get all the manufacturers, all the sponsors.
I got a garage. I can move a few things out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, that is an option.
You don't want that. I haven't cleaned that garage in 3 years. I need to get on that. All right. Somebody asked, what's the website again? The ultimatesalmonderby.com.
That's correct.
And I'll put a link down below. After this airs to YouTube, after this discussion is ended, I'll make sure to get a link down below so everybody can jump on there and check it out.
And the ultimatewalleyederby.com also.
There you go. Anything else on there you want to talk about before we flip it open?
I think let's flip it open.
Let's do it. Okay. Questions, please. Chuck them out there right now. Let's check the poll real quick. We were at 84% are interested, 116 votes. Thank you, everybody, for doing that. Make sure to keep voting on that poll. I'll end that here in a little while. But if you have questions, please throw them out there right now. Gabe is here to answer them. He knows all the details a lot better than I do, so it's better to ask now than later. Big Lake Little Boat saying, once you use your ticket for a fish, are you done, or do you have to buy a new ticket?
You can, no, I mean, basically you're allowed to have one fish in each of the divisions. You can upgrade your fish. Let's say you have a second place fish in week 2, and then you catch a winner for week 5. You forfeit your lower spot, but you gain the other one, right?
I can imagine everybody would want to do that anyway.
Yeah, you're not ever done. I mean, even you could be fishing for lake trout. You could be fishing, if you're out there offshore fishing for steelhead, you get a big steelhead. Mm-hmm. You're always competing for something during that 8 weeks.
Absolutely. Christy Newman wants to know, can you win more than once? So I'm guessing she's saying, if I won in the first week, could I potentially win again in week 7?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's a one and done type thing.
Yeah, if you win one of the weeks, we want to keep it open to as many people as possible, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah. How many boats do you need? I mean, honestly, don't ask me that. I'm the wrong person to ask that to. Oh, let's see what else we got here. All right, Tim Barker wants to know, so the KD and Salmonorama keep your fish as well. How should they register if that tournament keeps their fish? If they have to enter, they catch a nice fish and they enter in the KD and the KD keeps it, how would they enter it into yours? I would say go to you first.
Then
again, yeah.
You kind of have to make the decision.
Right.
That's the hard part. I've even gotten asked, what if I want to mount the fish? I want to keep the fish. I want to mount it. It's the decision you have to make. Am I going to win a boat, or am I worried about getting it to the taxidermist immediately, right? So you have to. I know there is some overlap with some of the Wisconsin tournaments, but you got to make that decision.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good answer. Roy Miller wants to know, where are the walleye weigh stations?
Walleye weigh stations basically all along the Detroit River. So just to name a few, dip net, bait and tackle, mows, big mows, Sportsman's Direct. I mean, we've got probably 7 or 8 weigh stations right now, and Hook One in Marine City, Anderson Probate in Port Huron. There's a map on the website that's probably your best bet, because people are jumping on, people are joining us on a regular basis here to be a part of this. So
yeah, this will grow exponentially the longer you. I know, just being the first year, I can imagine this thing in 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. It's going to be much larger.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? Patrick Johan saying hello to you.
Hello.
Good to see you, Patrick. Yeah. Ryan Perch is saying, will you be selling any vinyl for our boats to promote your derby and to pass the word on to others that we are involved in the derby?
We have some plans to, as far as getting some apparel out there, some stickers, some that's still in the works. I'm hoping in the next few months we sort that out. Okay. I've got some of the prototype apparel on right now, actually.
It looks pretty good,
Whitewater, too. They're one of our big sponsors from the apparel side of things.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what we're trying to work through. We will be giving stuff away at the shows and so on. That's another good place to get some swag. So
it's always good to get a little swag. All right, good question there, Ryan Purchase. Appreciate it, bud. Scott Garbs is saying a boat ticket is really designed for a charter boat, so the clients can be in the tournaments. Yeah, Scott, I would agree with you. I think the boat ticket is primarily designed for a charter boat, but I do see other potential opportunities for other people. As much as they fish and as often as they fish and the locations they fish, I think a boat ticket would work very well for them also. Yeah,
we fish out of Ludington, so every weekend it seems like different friends, family are on the boat.
Right.
You know, it's kind of stressful if you got to worry about, did they buy a ticket? Did they not buy a ticket? You know, so for me, I guess the way we kind of handle things, I would be buying a boat ticket, and I'm not a charter captain. I don't run charters. So.
Yeah, but if I was going to buy anything for my boat, I'd be buying a boat ticket for certain. So Christy Newman's asking, does everyone on the boat have to have a ticket? I guess that leads into that, but yes. Go ahead.
Yep. Everyone has to have a ticket. Tickets got to be bought 48 hours in advance.
Okay.
And you can't weigh in a fish that's older than 24 hours, right? So you have to weigh a fish within 24 hours. It kind of puts a day of overlap in there.
And Jay Brunsting's asking, if I catch a fish and the weigh station's closed, can I freeze it and bring it in the next day?
No freezing.
No freezing.
No freezing. You gotta keep it as fresh as you can.
Okay.
We're gonna put that into consideration when you weigh the fish in, you know, that it was caught the day before. Mm-hmm. But again, when you take a picture of the fish that you caught that you're thinking is going to be a derby fish, that's going to say when you caught it, and we're going to know right away that.
Get a cooler and a couple bags of ice and keep dumping it on there throughout the night. Jay, that's the way I would do it. Yeah, without a doubt. Good question, though, Jay. Thanks. Yep. Emily's saying, is it U.S. waters only? So I'm guessing he's...
No, it's not U.S. waters only. So U.S. and Canadian waters, all the weigh stations are on the U.S. side.
I had to think, my geography had to come into play there for a second. I had to think where he was talking about, obviously over on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Lake Huron, right? Absolutely. I know there's a lot of reefs out there that are on the Canadian side that guys like to target for lake trout. So,
okay. So, and Kay Eunuch saying, can you fish the Canada side of the Detroit River?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that answers that question also. Chris Olson saying, hit the thumbs up, Chris. I appreciate that, bud. And yeah, that's pretty much wrapping up the questions right now. If you got more questions, please, now is the time to ask, or at least go on their website, theultimatesalmonderby.com or theultimatewalleyederby.com, and you can pretty much browse through that, see everything laid out pretty well.
Like us on Facebook and join us on Instagram. That's the best way to keep connected to all the things that we're doing. Our website, again, we've got an events tab on there that'll tell you where we're going to be at, when we're going to be there. So
Beckman's on the boat saying, do minors need a ticket? Can kids under 18 win?
Kids under 18 can win. When there is a minor that's fishing, the guardian takes responsibility for everything that the minor does. So if the minor catches a Derby winning fish, we'll declare them as a winner, but ultimately the adult that is their legal guardian is the person that's responsible for them. So minors can't buy tickets. An adult needs to buy, someone over 18 that's their legal guardian needs to buy their ticket for them.
Randy Rochon saying, are you in for an 18-foot boat if you paid $100, or do you have to buy the $1,300 ticket to qualify for the boat?
No.
The $100 ticket qualifies you.
That's correct, yeah. That kind of, it kind of levels the playing field for everyone. We made it affordable to where anyone can join, and really made it to where it's not going to break the bank, and you have a chance to win a huge prize.
Yeah, I think the confusion there is because you call it a boat ticket, people might be thinking, oh, that's the ticket I have to buy to be able to win a boat. But
no,
in actuality, any of these tickets, the $100 ticket, it could get you a very nice boat at the end of the year. So yeah, I would say that's something I'd be all over. TD Shaw saying, very cool event. Looking forward to it. Yeah, Tim, I completely agree with this. Is a great event. What's the sign up? I'm sorry. Kevin Schomburger saying, what's the sign up website? TheUltimateSalmonDerby.com. And again, I'll put a link down below here shortly. And Kevin, I'm not going to try that last name. It starts with an M. But he says, great job, Gabe. Thanks for the advice on the water.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, very nice. Scott Garb saying, if I have a small boat and only fish with a small group of friends, each person in the boat needs an individual ticket, or do I have to get a boat ticket? So,
no. I mean, small boat, if it's the same 4 or 5 guys that go all the time, then just buy the individual tickets, unless you want to be in on the extra side pot for the boat ticket.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let me ask you on that. So you talked about that earlier. You talked about a side pot for the boat ticket side, the $1,300 ticket. Is that going to be a monetary side pot, or how's that?
It's going to be prize packages and gift certificates from Trax Tech.
Yep. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Trax Tech makes really good stuff. So absolutely.
Yeah, and they're significant prizes. It's definitely worth it.
I agree with you. They are. I can't let the cat out of the bag, but I know a lot about what he's talking about, and you're not going to be disappointed. I'll say that. Patrick Yohan saying, hey, GRC Trolling Flies is proud to be a sponsor. Patrick, yeah, thanks for being on board with these guys, man.
So ticket sales are going to start January 1st. We kind of launched the website. Actually did a little early launch because I knew I was coming on here.
Right.
Tomorrow's the official website launch date, but it is active right now.
It is active. I was on there a little while ago.
Yeah, so you'll be able to go on, ask questions, investigate everything. Please reach out to the, contact us however you feel necessary. Message us on Facebook, whatever it is. And then we're going to do ticket sales starting on 1/1.
1/1.
Yep.
Start of the new year.
Yep.
Good time to get a ticket and hopefully win that first giveaway.
Yep.
Roy Miller, that's a really good question. Are all the scales the same? So are they all the exact same make, model, everything?
All the scales will be certified by the Derby. Okay. So we'll have our test weights for the Derby, and we'll certify them all ourselves. Right now, the plan is that we're going to provide each weigh station with a scale. So just to keep everything consistent.
Great. That's the best way to do it, Gabe. That's very smart. Jeff Spear saying, when is these Derbies date-wise? Pretty much middle of June to the middle of August.
Yep.
Weekly. So they reset every week.
Yep. And then the walleye one is basically the month of April.
Yep. Good question, though, Jeff.
Yep.
Jeff Livingston wants to ask if we could, or could you explain the family boat ticket a little better, please?
Sure. So the family ticket, the way that works, we've set it up where a family, let's say folks living in the same household, they can get mom and dad and up to 3 kids out. We're giving them basically you're getting 5 tickets for the price of 3. And we're willing to make a few exceptions to the rule there. If grandpa wants to come or Uncle Bob, wants to come and fish with dad and the kids, we'll make some exceptions there. But the goal is to have the same people out of the same household related. I'd like for people to prove that, hey, they truly are family if they're going to buy a family ticket. And, the intention is to get more kids out there. Just get, fishing is a family activity. We want families to do it. We want it to be an event for a family to do. Go on vacation, and part of their vacation is the Derby.
Absolutely. That's great. Yeah. And I would suggest, if you have any questions on that, if you're wondering if your third cousin from your mom's side qualifies, call these guys and ask them before you just, ask. What's the old saying? I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yeah. We're going to see how that works out, but we want to make sure that it's a family. It's truly a family. So
good call.
You're going to have to prove it.
Scott Wagner saying, what are the dates for walleye again? I think you missed it.
So it's March 30th through April 28th.
Okay. Ryan Purchase, he wants to know if there's an award ceremony at the end, because he wants to be there to show off his winning fish. There you go, Ryan.
Yep.
It's good to be a little cocky if you can back it up. We'll see how that goes at the end of the year, though, man. But good luck to you. I'm sure you'll do fine. Slicky Mo saying, hey, this has his tail wagging. He's in.
Excellent.
Yeah, great. It's got my tail wagging, too. I honestly a little bummed I'm not going to buy a ticket, but that's okay.
It's time that the Great Lakes have an event like this. At least I know the guys in Lake Ontario and Lake Erie, they participate in events like this, but it's been a long time that anything like this has come to Michigan and Wisconsin. And I mean, Wisconsin has a few events of their own, but I don't think anything's been this big yet.
No, this is a big one. Scott Garbs is asking the question, if he doesn't have a boat ticket, does everybody on the boat need an individual ticket? And the answer is yes. Yep. Everybody will need to have a ticket that's fishing on that boat to be qualified. I'm correct there, right?
That's correct.
I want to make sure.
Yep. Even kids. If there's kids on the boat, or grandma's on the boat and she's not fishing, she still needs a ticket. That's the only way we can keep everyone honest. So if you're on the boat while the fishing is going on, everyone has to have a ticket.
MCI is asking, can you fish the Canadian side? Yep, that's been answered. You can definitely fish the Canadian side of things. And Scott Loss is asking, where's the closest place in the thumb to weigh a fish?
Right now, Anderson Probate and Hook One Bait and Tackle are the two closest ones in the thumb.
All right. And again, that's all on the website, on Gabe's website, theultimatesalmonderby.com. All of those weigh stations are listed right there for you. Tim Schlout saying that old adage only works with the wives. No, it doesn't even work that way, Tim. So nice try. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. All right. So Awake 5 is saying, if you have a top 5 fish, how soon will somebody pick up the fish and the bag? Will the weigh-in site hold the fish for Derby officials? Will the fisherman need to meet the officials? So I guess he's asking, what's the process to weigh a fish?
Yeah, so basically, when it comes time to bringing the fish into the weigh station, you're going to take the fish to one of the designated weigh stations. You get there, there will be a questionnaire. You're going to fill out the questionnaire. The fish will get weighed by one of the employees of the weigh station. It's the weight will get registered on a separate questionnaire by the weigh station. If it's a top 3 fish for the week, it'll get bagged and it'll get tagged. So, and it'll get put into a freezer. We're giving all the weigh stations a freezer to put fish in.
Beautiful.
And basically, when the week is over, so Friday night, the week is over, we've kind of written it to where it'll be till by the end of the day on Monday that it'll be inspected. We would like the people who caught the fish to come back to the weigh station to view that process. If not, we're planning on videotaping all these inspections of the fish.
Good idea.
It's sometimes it's hard to coordinate schedules, right?
It's a good idea.
People might be from out of town, but that's the current plan.
No, that's it.
And then we'll call the customer, hey, come get your fish. If it isn't a top 3 fish, if it gets bumped out, so you may get a call earlier in the week. Yep.
Okay. Justin Wabaking is saying just dropped off Dipsy reels to Scott for upgrades. Yeah, Mascot Reels. If you need your reels upgraded, get a hold of Scott at Mascot Reels. He's on Facebook. He does great work. Want to make sure. Can you fish the Saginaw River?
Yes. The Saginaw River will be open. Saginaw Bay. Basically, there's a latitude line that we've determined in the rules there that will define our boundary. So if you look at the rules, there's a map. There's
okay. That Patrick Forster saying, is there a way station near Port Santa? Like, Patrick, just hop on the website. That's the easiest way to find out if there's anything near you there.
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot by demand. If people, this derby will evolve over time as we find out what people want, what they don't want, if everyone comes and says, hey, I need a way station in Port Austin, and 15 people say that, we'll try and figure something out to get one there.
Yep. Demand will drive it, without a doubt.
Yeah, one more big thing I wanted to point out is we're going to have a live leaderboard that will get updated nightly. So it's always good to check the leaderboard before you go out fishing.
Absolutely.
It'll give you a good idea of what you're competing against.
How do people find that live leaderboard?
It's on the website.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Okay, so you don't even have to watch this channel on Tuesday nights. You can go there, but I'll still plan on announcing the winners.
Yeah. I mean,
for the week.
After our inspections, that's kind of when the unofficial results are going to come out. So
make sure to come back every Tuesday night on this channel. I'll give you guys all the winners and the breakdowns and all the categories. So that'll keep everybody updated pretty well. Kevin Schaumburg is saying you include Saginaw Bay, but not Erie. Kind of weird. I'm sure there's some logistics behind that. But that's your guys' call. It's your guys' program, and
I think it's more of a grasp of what we can handle. We want to do a good job at the Derby.
And I'm not saying Lake Erie might not be something down the road.
Yeah, not saying that. Just right now, we had to draw the line somewhere.
Sure.
That's where it's at.
And Craig Rouse saying maybe you missed it. Does the ticket cover the entire 8 week? Yes, it does. You don't have to buy a ticket every week. One ticket, you're good for the whole 8 weeks. All right. Make sure that we're caught up here.
It's funny, you can look at the questions and kind of know who the walleye guys and the salmon
without
guys,
a doubt. Yeah. Walleye and salmon are on a separate ticket. Yep. They don't cover. You'd have to buy a ticket for each derby, correct?
That's correct.
If you want to do both.
Yep. And we're going to be offering some discounts on if you do buy both tickets, right? So
nice. There you go.
That'll be once the ticketing goes live. That'll be in there.
Christy Newman wants to know: will there be a minimum length or weight to be able to weigh?
Yes, there will be a minimum length on the walleye side. That's going to be the only restriction.
Okay.
So the salmon side, there are no minimums, no minimum length.
Yeah, I don't think the line's going to be around the block to weigh 4-pound salmon in a salmon derby. I think you're going to know if you got a winter fish, you're going to know it. It's going to definitely meet the qualifications. All right, great. Hey, let's wrap it up right there. That's some great questions, everybody. Thank you so much for jumping on and interacting with us. Let's go back to the poll and that right now. Actually, I'll give it another minute to run. The poll question for the week: after hearing all this information, are you interested in this event and these derbies? Are you not? And with 136 votes, 85% are interested, 15% are not. If you haven't answered that yet, please answer your honest opinion. Don't just jump on and say yes because you think that's what one of us want to hear. Your honest opinion is what counts on these things. So we'll let that run for another minute or so. Gabe, anything else you wanted to throw out there?
Just wanted to say thank you to everyone for joining.
Definitely.
Thank you to all of our sponsors, all the people that made it happen to this point. There's a lot of people that are working hard behind the scenes here to make this work, and it's going to be as good as we all make it. And by all, I mean the fishermen that participate, the people working, the weigh stations, everyone. This is our chance to do something huge.
Yep, so. I completely agree, and I have no doubt there will be a couple of stumbling points throughout the season. But that's how you learn these things. And this is going to be a great event, Gabe. I commend you and your wife Courtney and everybody else involved on putting this together. And this was a huge undertaking. You guys have done a wonderful job. I would not. You guys know me on this channel. If something's crap, I'm going to tell you it's crap. If it's talking about this, if I didn't think this was good, so it's good.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. Let's end that poll right now at 141 votes. 84% of the people are interested. That's cool. Yeah, cool. If you're not, hey, that's fine too. But a lot of people like this comment right here saying, he loves to fish, but this just gives him more excitement to go out there and do it. A little different incentive, I guess. I lost that there, but I missed who said that. But yeah, that's exactly the way I look at it also. We all love to fish. That's why you probably wouldn't be on this channel if you didn't like to fish. But this gives you just a little bit more excitement while you're looking at, potential boat-winning fish laying in your cooler.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Gabe, thanks, man.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
You're very, very welcome. Everybody, we're going to wrap it up right here. Thanks again for coming on here. Got any questions you feel, just feel free to put them in the comments after this is over. Check out the website, theultimatesalmonderby.com or theultimatewalleyederby.com, and get all your questions answered there. I got to find the right buttons to push. This is where I always stumble. Hold on. All right, we're going to wrap this up, though. Thanks again, everybody. We will talk to you very, very soon.
Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you.
Oh,
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.